Hey friends, it's Eric and Tay. We're poolside once again, checking out the brand new Aiper X1, and we're going to compare it to my favorite pool cleaner of last year, which was the Aiper S1. In today's video, I'm going to tell you 5 key differences that you're going to want to know the difference between the X1 and the S1 so you can make a better buying decision. So without further ado, let's jump in this water and see which one is right for you.
All right, first things first, I do want to let you know that Aiper did send these out to me so I can honestly review it for you guys. And if you're a tech lover and a pool owner like I am, you definitely want to hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, also hit the like button. It really helps out the channel and the algorithm. Also, comparing these is really not comparing apples to apples, as there is a huge price difference. So if you are on a budget, obviously, you're going to go for the S1. It's much more affordable. Also, if you have a larger pool, the X1 goes up to 21,050 square feet, where the S1 is only up to 1,600. I don't have a super large pool, so I really wasn't able to test to see if it can do more than that. Also, neither one of these are for complex pools. So if you have a tanning ledge or something unique, you might want to be looking at maybe the X1 Pro rather than the S1 or the X1. And now with that out of the way, the very first key difference that you're going to want to know is its cleaning ability. The S1 comes in at 4,200 gallons per hour, where the X1 comes in at 6,600 gallons per hour. And in all honesty, I didn't see a huge difference in cleaning ability. They both did a great job. The S1 has one single brush, or actually it's two brushes in the front of the pool cleaner, where the X1 has that rear brush also, so it does scrub a little bit more. Now, there is one extra mode on the X1, which is the water line scrubbing, so it's going to go horizontally. Even though the S1 will do the wall and go above the water line, it just won't scrub horizontally, even though it still gets that water line. And I gotta be honest here, I don't see any difference whatsoever in its cleaning ability. So yes, the X1, you're paying for that additional brush, you're paying for more suction gallons per hour, and you're also paying for that Waveline 2.0 technology, where it's going horizontally on the water line. But honestly, I don't think those are huge selling factors, but if you want those things, then you're going to have to pay extra and get the X1. And now for the second thing that you're going to want to know is about the debris basket. Now, the X1 comes with the ultra fine filter that goes inside the fine filter, so that's included. That's going to take it from 180 microns, which is your daily basket that you use for most of your cleaning. But if you do have some algae or fine sand, you can put in the ultra fine filter, and that's going to take it down to 3 microns. Understand that it's going to slow down the gallons per hour, but at least with the more powerful X1, you can be able to use this on walls even with that fine, ultra fine filter. Where on the S1, it only comes with the fine filter, 180 micron fine filter, which is going to be great for most instances. And they also have a 2025 version of the S1 that comes with a insert for the ultra fine filter, but you're paying like extra $100 or $200 for that filter, and also to have the app access. But in my opinion, I don't think that's worth it. But I'll talk more about the app in a few moments that you automatically get in the X1. And that debris basket on the S1 is a little bit smaller, coming in at about 3.5 liters. But I've never even come close to filling this thing up. But if you have a lot of debris, maybe the X1 might be better for you because you got a larger basket. But in all honesty, I think you should just clean it more often if you have a lot of debris. And now for the third key difference is its battery life. Both these have around a 3-hour battery life. I actually pretty much always got a 3-hour battery life on the S1. And then the X1 is probably around 2.5 to 3 hours on, on the shorter side of 2.5 hours. But it really depends on what mode you are in. Most of the time I run this in auto, so it's going to start with the floor and then it's going to do the wall and the water line. Obviously, you select what mode you want before you throw in the pool cleaner, and that's going to affect the battery life, so keep that in mind. Now, with the X1, you do have app access, and with the 2025 version of the S1, you have that app access also. But I don't have that version, I only have the original S1. But I gotta tell you, with the X1, the app is not something extremely useful. Yes, you can change modes when you're out of the water, but you can do that already with just the push of the button. And then with the app, when you do have the HydroCalm Pro, you can communicate with it and change that mode. But otherwise, when the pool cleaners are in the pool, you will not be able to communicate, and there's no steering of the pool cleaner. You can recall it to the surface, so you can grab it and pull out the X1. But in all honesty, it comes to the surface when the battery dies and it stays there for a few minutes and you can pull it out, or you can always use the hook with either one. And honestly, I don't find a lot of benefit in the app simply because you can't steer the robot to the areas that you want in the pool. And I think that's the main purpose of having an app like this. And I just don't use it that often because I set the mode before I throw the pool cleaner in the pool. And now for the fifth difference is the way that you charge up these pool cleaners. With the S1, you have a wire. Unfortunately, you got to take off the little cover, plug it in, and then before you throw the pool cleaner back in, you have to put the cover back on. And it's just a huge hassle, in my opinion. Where I love the docking station on the X1 that's included. Plus, if you want to, you can buy the Aiper caddy and you can wheel it around. That's not really necessary because I don't think the X1 is that heavy, which, by the way, both these weigh about the same, but the S1's just a tiny bit lighter. But I wouldn't call the X1 heavy at all, not compared to something like the X1 Pro Max. That is a big boy, that is heavy. Or the S1 Pro, that is also a huge pool cleaner. But both the S1 and the X1 are very similar in size and weight. But I love this docking station. You just plug it in once in the back of the docking station, and then when you're ready to charge it up, it has a little metal contacts on the bottom. You just place the robot on the docking station and it's going to charge it up. Absolutely love that feature. That is a must have for me, and that is the biggest difference in my opinion and why I would pay more for the X1. But if you don't mind plugging this in, I would say definitely get the S1. It is just as amazing pool cleaner at almost like half the price. Gotta tell you, if you're on a budget or you're just looking to save some money and you just want the best pool cleaner for your money, the S1 is the way to go, but you do have to plug it in. I wouldn't get the brand new version, the 2025 version, and pay extra $100 or $200 for the ultra fine filter or the app access. But the S1, the original S1, absolutely still my favorite pool cleaner just because it's so affordable and it does an amazing job of cleaning. Just don't get a docking station, so keep that in mind. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. If this video was helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like button, and I will see you guys on the next one.